How's it going, YouTube? This is going to be a nice little review of the KIA Forte Koup SX model. I'm doing this at night so you can see the dash lit up. I'll just go through some of the features of the car and whatnot and talk about my overall opinion of it. Let's get started. I'm going to go and tell you it's balls cold out here. So I'm going to get the heater going. And my heated seats. Big fan of those. Didn't even realize they were on the car when I bought it. Just go ahead and let her warm up a little bit. When I bought this, it was between a few different cars. I was looking at a Corolla S, the newer model. Test drove one and realized it was, slower than my other car. I mean, it was painfully slow. I'd be afraid to get on the interstate with that car. Apparently, the XRS Corolla is the only one that gets a little more oomph. I think it has a 2.4 liter four-cylinder instead of the 1.8. But that was just awful. I also test drove a Scion TC. I love the look of the TCs. I like the car. It has a really nice radio. But test drove it, and my Mazda was faster than a TC, which surprised me. I thought the TC had a little bit
Transfer complete.
And the car just synced my cell phone, in case you're wondering. I thought the TC had a little more oomph than it did. Granted, it wasn't automatic. I thought about getting a manual, but my parents wanted to be able to drive the car in case they needed to, and my dad can drive stick, but my mom, she hasn't driven stick in forever, so I just opted for the auto. Plus, they didn't have a manual on the lot at the time, and since my Mazda died, I was in need of a car right then. So, I saw this, test drove it, and fell in love with it. It's hard to see the interior right now, but I got the leather package, so a lot of people say the interior, the Fortes feel cheap. I disagree completely. I mean, it might be because I had the leather package, but that's the first thing I noticed when I got in the car, was that it was just beautiful. I love the design of everything. The red stitching on the steering wheel and seats. I love the look of the car on the inside. Well, let's go ahead and start driving. Put on my seatbelt here. Okay. Now, I do not have a camera mount built for this vehicle yet, like I did my Mazda 3, so right now the only thing holding that camera is a tripod loosely anchored in the back seat. So if it's jumping around, I'm sorry, nothing I can do at this point. But yeah, let me give you my driving impressions. After owning a Mazda 3 that was pretty heavily modded, especially in the suspension department, I had, Mazdas are known for handling well. I had Coney yellow shocks and struts, had it lowered on Mazda Speed accessory springs, had a rear camber correction kit, had a upgraded rear sway bar, and that thing handled like a dream. The Kia doesn't come close to handling like that Mazda did. That's the one thing the Mazda beats Kia in. Now, I can't say, for any of the other cars I test drove, because, that was just a test drive. I didn't get to take it around corners or anything. The Kia is alright when it comes to handling. It'll hug a curve nicely, but I probably will want to drop it eventually. Put some lowering springs or whatnot. Maybe coilovers if I can afford it. As far as acceleration, I mean, it's just a four-cylinder, so there's not so much you can expect. It's not a turbo. It is quicker than my Mazda, and it is quicker than my Mazda was with an intake and full exhaust. When I say full exhaust, that was headers, no cats, nothing. Full exhaust. So and once again my Mazda, it was an automatic, so it was a 4-speed automatic. Well, it looks like my camera mount is taking a shit on me. Let's see if I can get this thing back. Hopefully you are back in view of the car. But, yeah, this car definitely accelerates a little quicker than the Mazda. Let's see. As far as features, Kia and Hyundai are just amazing with the standard features. Bluetooth, standard in all their cars. I love Bluetooth. It's so easy to talk on the phone now, and you don't have to worry about getting pulled over by a cop because he sees you on your cell phone because it's all hands-free. If you want to see a demonstration of that, you can check out another video of mine where I talked to Saab KIA Forte. Let's see. Leather and the heated seats. I'm really happy I got the car with that. Normally I'm not a big fan of leather, and I won't go I'm not someone who will normally, go the extra mile and pay for it, but it just happened to be on this car, and this is the only silver one on the lot, so I went with it. And I'm really glad I did. The leather is, the fact that it's heated is great, because it's been pretty cold here in North Carolina lately. I'm not used to it getting very cold because it's North Carolina, but it's great in the colder months, and the leather looks nice. Rear seat room. Let's talk about that. Sorry, I don't really have a. Sorry about that. Camera is not anchored very well. I realize this. So I'm gonna go right. Rear seat room. It is just as spacious as my Mazda when it comes to seat room. I know this is a coupe, but believe it or not, for a full-size person, it is just as spacious as my Mazda was. It's definitely not as easy to get into, and it's kind of a pain in the ass if you're trying to haul all your friends places, because the passenger seat only moves forward so far, so it's a little bit of a hassle getting in and out, especially because a lot of my friends are fairly big, about 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", so it's a little hard for them to get in the back. But in the middle seat, you can fit a full-size person there, but I wouldn't recommend it if you don't have to. It's fine for a short trip, but I wouldn't want to be stuck back there, on a long trip. But then again, the Mazda was the same way. That middle seat's just not very much room. Let me think. What else do I have to talk about? Oh, there goes my camera again. Let's see. There you go. Okay, one thing my Mazda did have on this car was the projector headlights. I wish this car had projector headlights. I'm so used to driving with HIDs that going back to just regular halogens is kind of a disappointment. I would put HIDs in this, but I don't want to be that guy. I see trucks going around with HIDs and their non-projector headlight housings, and it just blinds everybody on the road. It's inconsiderate, and it drives me crazy. So I'm not going to do the same. I might upgrade to Silver Star Ultras or something eventually, but HIDs are not an option for this car at the moment. Maybe if they come out with a nice set of projector headlights for it to aftermarket. Normally aftermarket headlights are kind of iffy, they're not built very well, but we'll see. Currently this car is completely stock except for the sound system. I got a Orion 12-inch sub in the back. It is powered by the same Memphis M-Class amplifier that my Mazda had. The dual PRs would not fit in here, so I traded them in on a nice Orion sub. It's just a single sub and it fits back there. got it bolted down to the cargo mat so it doesn't slide around. You've seen that in some of my other videos. I like that pretty well. That's about all I can think to talk about for right now, other than the iPod hookup. Gotta love that. And the Kia comes standard with a USB and auxiliary port that has a cord you can buy for about 16 bucks off of eBay or wherever, that you simply plug it in, plug your iPod in, and you can control your iPod with the controls on the radio. I'm going to try and make the camera, there we go, coming to a stop, trying to send that camera flying like it has been. The iPod interface controls could have been better. Sometimes it's a pain to scroll through songs, but if you check my videos, there's a video on how to make it easier to scroll through songs, because it takes a while. But other than that, it's pretty simple. Just got a playlist. It's a good song. Sound quality is alright. The speakers aren't anything great, they're just generic. I'm thinking about upgrading to maybe something nice, maybe getting an amplifier for the door speakers. But right now they're fine, and I love the lit up interface, you know, where it pulses to the song. I really enjoy that. It's a great way to impress the friends. Tell you what, let's turn around. Okay, if you have any questions about the vehicle, just, you know, shoot me a message and then I'll answer it. Love the car, Forte Coupe, can't go wrong. Yep, that's it. Thanks for watching.